here we came to see what we can do today, and today we're going to give you a little tour of the Belize Raptor Center, and follow me so you can see what the Belize Raptor Center is all about. And meanwhile we go walking, meanwhile we go checking out and see what is there. We want to give you some information, what things they do here.
I will smile.
And we are here, as we mentioned to you, and give you a little tour about the Raptor Center and what the Belize Raptor Center is all about. And now here with us we have Miss Sarah, who is the director of the Belize Raptor Center. All right, so this is the Raptor Center logo, and where they're displaying all the animals right here that they have here. So with that said, Miss Sarah, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay, so tell us a little bit of your Belize Raptor Center, of the Belize Raptor Center. What do you all do here?
So we do multiple things. Right here behind us is our avian clinic. So we have an avian hospital on site where we do our surgeries. We do blood work, x-rays, everything right here. So we are a rescue and a rehabilitation center. But we also do a lot of education. So we have schools that come out. During certain months, we have 20 to 25 schools and kids visiting. We have non-releasable ambassadors here who are ambassadors for their species. So people can come here, learn about them, and learn about the important roles that they play within the environment, and hear their stories too, like why are they here? You know, what happened to them? Were they shot? Were they hit by a car? Were they poisoned? You know, so we do have sanctuary animals as well. So we do have 6 birds that are just sanctuary. So we provide them, you know, sanctuary for the rest of their life here, and they're not suitable for display to the public. So we do multiple variety of things.
Yeah, so tell us now, since you were talking to us about the biological something you said?
So the veterinary side of things. So this is our avian hospital.
Okay.
We're fully capable of doing surgeries on site. Like I said, we do take all, this is a blood chemistry machine. So when we do get a patient in, we make sure to take blood. That's really important so we can see, it's for diagnostic reasons, right? You see what's going on inside the blood, you know what's going on inside the animal. So this is our blood chemistry machine. We do run fecals. If the bird is broken, we do have the capability of running x-rays to seeing, you know, do we need to pin a wing? Do we need to pin a leg? Does this bird come in with parasites? So that's why fecals are really important. This has been a game changer for us because we do blood on all of our patients. We have started to see an alarming increase on liver functions in these birds.
Why is it the liver function and the birds are?
So the liver is a filter.
Okay.
Right. So it filters out toxins. So when you start seeing problems with the liver, you have to start asking yourself, what are these birds eating? Okay. You know, are they eating something that is in the environment that's toxic? Right? Is that why the liver isn't functioning? When we are taking blood, we do set catheters for IV fluids as well. We're noticing the birds are coming in with the inability to clot. So when we are setting a catheter, the blood is not clotting. So that is a sign as well that there is something going on. They're eating something.
Sarah, you brought us a friend here. Who is this we were going to meet today?
You want to meet Reina or the bird? No, just kidding.
All right.
So this is Reina. Reina's been with us for 2 years now. And this beautiful white hawk right here, this is Ishel. Ishel came to us from the Alejo Panti National Park. She was picked up by a ranger there. And when we brought her into the clinic, she was showing signs of neurological problems. So her eyes were twitching, so was her head. We placed the IV catheter and the blood just bled out on the table. She could not clot. The blood actually never clotted. It took over an hour and 40 minutes to dry. So she had, basically like what the vet was saying, she had a bioaccumulation of toxins. So birds like this, the hawks, they tend to gut their prey. So they're not eating the stomach and the contents, but they are eating the livers.
What is the name of the bird itself?
This is a white hawk.
A white hawk.
Yes.
So is it a common species in Belize or not?
I've seen them personally, like when I'm on the river in a canoe, I might see, a white hawk soaring around. You'll see it along the green jungle. I haven't seen them perch very often, but yeah, you can see them. This
I
is
like
actually,
to see the feathers.
she's beautiful. So there are 4 different subspecies. We have the northern range, so you get more, it's called a snowy white hawk.
Look at the, what do you call it?
Her talons are huge.
It's a beauty bird. So now coming back, what do these birds eat?
So they eat a variety of stuff. So it's rodents, birds, reptiles. So yeah, a variety.
Now, Miss Sarah, since we are talking about the hawks and food,
Yeah.
we talk about rodents. They eat rodents.
Yeah.
What happens when they eat a rodent that has been poisoned by people because there's too much rodents around,
I know, we all
mice,
don't
and
like rodents.
how do you guys go about treating these birds that have already ate these rodents that are poisoned?
So most of the time they don't make it. So that's why a shell is so important. She is a rarity. They die when they come in. Because we do see a lot of owls that are affected by rodenticide. Usually the hawks, it takes a little bit longer. They don't necessarily eat the whole rat, right? So they rip it apart, they gut it, they don't eat what's in the stomach and the intestines, but they do love the liver. And the liver is, like I said, a filter for the poison. So over time it bioaccumulates. With a shell's story, she had both a neurotoxin, so like uramic that you can get from Reimers, that's a neurotoxin, bromethylene. And she also had a first generation anticoagulant rodenticide in her, and that was the warfarin. So that's like your tomcat. So unfortunately, even though she lived in a national park, she was not hunting in there. She was hunting in the surrounding villages. So she was eating rodents that people had poisoned. And so she was eating a variety of different toxins. But so in her case, the first 72 hours, the vet that we had, Dr. Sin, she slept on a cot beside her kennel. She never left her because she just kept crashing. And then once we got her through, we've been running blood chemistry on her. We're noticing her liver is actually repairing because she had severe liver damage when she came in. But she has neurological issues. So her eyes and her brain don't register and they don't relay messages. And that's from the ramic.
So if I would want to touch her, would she allow?
Oh, she would panic.
She
is a wild bird. She's really calm because of the fact that she trusts the trainer. We've been working with her a lot in the last 3 months. She feels very safe. Like I said, her brain and her eyes don't register at the same time. So when we were like live hunting her, she would see a rat, she would try to catch the rat, but she would not catch it. Or she would catch the butt end and it would bite her. We had a quail in there once and she just was trying to, it was horrible. We had a little spy cam on her and she just could not catch the prey. And that's when we took her into the wildlife clinic and got her eyes looked at. And we noticed that the nerves in the eye were fried, and that's the neurotoxin.
Okay, so once more we are here at the Raptor Center and we are talking with Miss Sarah, who is the director of the Belize Raptor Center. And today we have another one. We have just saw the white hawk, and today we have another bird that we're going to be showing you, and we're going to be talking about the bird so you guys have an idea of what the Belize Raptor Center is all about. Another bird that we have here. What is the name of the bird? How did it came here?
Okay.
How do you guys raise them? You know, a little awareness so that people can say, wow, this is a lot, because some people don't know what is going on with these birds, you know?
Yeah, so this is a very common species here. This is the barn owl. We locally know them as the such, right? So this is the owl during the night that
Is
flies
this the
over
one
your
that
house.
people say that they do
it screams,
witchcraft? And...
right? It screams, someone dies. So yes, something does die, right? But these are rodent killing machines. This bird right here can eat 2 to 5 rats every single night. And the reason they're around our homes is because we provide a food source for them, right? So if we have wood piles, trash piles, chicken coops, they bring rodents, right?
Okay.
And this guy is there to eat rodents, right? So that's why they're around our homes. The one that you're hearing is usually the male, and what he's doing is he's screaming and he's saying, honey, I'm home. And he's literally telling his female that he's bringing her food. Right, so that's the scream that you hear. Ghost is a very happy bird. She's been with us since she was 17 grams. She actually came from the Belize Zoo. She was a product of siblicide. So her siblings actually kicked her out of the nest. Hi, baby. They kicked her out of the nest box and they found her on the floor the next morning, and she was hyperthermic. So she was like a little icicle. Her body temperature is 95. It should have been 105. So she was dying. Siblicide is very common in barn owls because there are so many babies, and each baby needs 2 to 3 rats every single night. So they take each other out in order to ensure their survival, right? So she was just born too late. Her siblings were already standing. In the wild, in a nest box in the wild, they would have eaten their sibling, or she would have just starved. So she was really lucky the zookeepers found her. Sharon Matolda called us and said, can you please come get this baby? She just heard the bird just flew by. So this bird right here, she can hear a rat's heartbeat 25 feet away.
25
feet
but
away.
The rat is so small. How did she hear that?
Her facial disc, so that the pretty little heart around her face is called a facial disc. It's actually a different type of feather compared to the rest of her body. So her ears are right behind her eyes, but they are actually offset. So one's higher, one's lower, and they face in slightly different directions. So when she is flying, she can pick up the rat's heartbeat, and she can actually triangulate where the rodent is without ever having to see it. Okay. So that is literally why these guys are the best pest control like ever put here, besides snakes.
No, one of the questions I want to ask you, and as well I ask you about the rodents.
Yes.
With the white hawks. Now they eat more rodents than the white hawks, right?
They do. And that's why these guys usually don't make it.
So now,
as well.
One of the questions, what can we do not to poison the rodents, but if the rodents are in your home, people would want to poison them? Yeah,
I don't like rodents around. I had them chew up all my wires in my FJ. That was terrible. So rodents we don't like them, right? We're programmed to not like them, like cockroaches. So we want to get rid of them. There's a new product that we're working a lot with the pesticide control board right now, because they've seen the damage that rodenticide is doing, and they're like, okay, let's educate the public. Let's start talking about alternatives like integrative pest management, right? So it's science-based, it works more biological. So we're looking at the reproduction of the pest instead of just killing it, right? And we're looking at populations. So there is a birth control for rodents, which is really awesome. The rodent eats it, and the female, she doesn't fertilize the egg. The male, the sperm is immobile. So they don't reproduce, right? If she takes the birth control back to her kids and they eat it, it can actually cause them to go sterile. So then it's actually been proven that the birth control can lower the population around your area by 70% in 3 months. That's a lot. And guess what? It keeps the rat healthy, right? So when the predator comes in and eats the rat, they are not affected by it. It does not affect avian, reptilian. It doesn't work on the metabolism. So say a fox eats a rat, right? A fox is a mammal too. It doesn't work on the metabolism of a fox. It only works on the metabolism of a rodent, right? And it's actually food grade. So it is cottonseed oil, oat flour, palm oil, sucrose. So it is not toxic to kids, to livestock, so your chickens. It's not toxic to dogs, to cats. It is a healthy alternative to rodenticide. Rat poison might kill the individual, but if the individual eats the rat poison and she eats that rat, she dies.
Again, Miss Sarah, you have a sign here. Elaborate a little bit on this sign for us, or this poster.
So this is Tomcat. This is a really popular one here. It's a first generation anticoagulant rodenticide. Same with Ramic. It says mouse killer or rat killer, right? So when we talk to people, most of the time people believe that that's all it kills. But what if labels were really honest, right? What if the label said it also kills owls, hawks, eagles, vultures, wildcats, foxes, and over time, larger predators, right? Like, would you buy it if you knew rat poison was wildlife poison? Like, if the labels were truly honest and people saw that, would you actually purchase it? Right? No, because we have conscience, right? Like conscience. We are like, hey, I don't want to poison a margay. I don't want to poison an ocelot or a fox. I don't want to poison my neighbor's dog, you know.
Oh, my neighbor's cat.
Exactly, right? We don't want to. Poison is a really horrible way to go. I've picked up rodents that are poisoned and they're bleeding out through the nose, or I've worked with owls that come in that are bleeding out through their ears and their nose, and you try to give them vitamin K to combat you know, the warfarin poisoning, and they just start bleeding out from the injection site and they die. It's a horrendous thing. And the thing is, the wildlife centers see this, right? Because we're the ones doing the rescuing. We're the ones seeing this coming in. And it's a time we all got together and we made a stand against this, because this is affecting all wildlife. And eventually, if we keep down the road we're going, it's going to affect our fish in our rivers. It's going to affect our game meat, right? So in the United States, just a little, you know, blurb. In California, where rodenticide is highly regulated, the hunters are starting to see the wild boars when they go out hunting. They're cutting them open and their meat is blue. And they're testing the meat, and the meat is full of rodenticide. These are animals that shouldn't be affected by rat poison, but because it's bioaccumulated in the environment, it's affecting everything. And eventually, I mean, this stuff's toxic for humans. Our children get into this, it's not a good thing. And then this one, tomcat, like I said, this is a warfarin, so this causes the animal to bleed out, right? It stops the clotting of blood. But we also have one that's so bad. It's called Ramic, and everyone seems to love it. It's little packages you can get, and it's not regulated, and it's a neurotoxin, and there's no antidote to it. It works on causing a hemorrhage, right, inside the brain. It causes, it's a central nervous system, right, and it causes paralysis. And it takes 2 to 12 hours to actually start working. So in that time, if an owl picks up that rat, she is also going to eat that. If a child picks it up, they are probably going to die from it. It is extremely toxic in the environment. And like I said, there's no known antidote. Like, at least with the first generation, we have vitamin K, right? We know that if you've been eating first generation poisons, warfarins, you can give the antidote of vitamin K. It says it right there on the tomcat. This is what you can do. But Ramic, you cannot. And everybody seems to love that stuff. This is what the birth control bags look like, right? So it's actually, inside of it is like this. This is a little sausage.
Sausage?
Yeah, sausage. And you know what's crazy? Only rodents are attracted to it, right? So you can actually just stake it around, right? I got these little cute stakes from FTC that have little butterflies on the top of it. You can just stake it into the ground. In some areas, you might use like an old PVC pipe, drill a couple holes and stake it through so rodents can run in and out of the PVC pipe. But it looks like little sausages, but it's birth control, right? And so they come and they nibble on it. This is a few months package, right? So it depends on the area that you're trying to, you know, cover. You might use just 2, you might use 3. The packages we're gonna bring are gonna have 6 in it because it's a 1 to 2 month supply. And then we're gonna have 1.5 pound bags and 3 pound bags. And then we're gonna have them at Reimers. We're hoping for Reimers. There's a lot of places. Bone and Bowen just reached out to me and they would like me to start, you know, using this and also installing owl boxes, right, around the area. So that's a big project. But if the rat eats this stuff and the owl swallows the rat, it doesn't affect the owl. So you're not poisoning your wildlife.
That's amazing.
You know that you're not poisoning your wildlife. Like I said, if you look at the ingredients, it's food grade.
Let's see here. Let's see if I can. Okay, there you go.
I mean, you might eat a bag and, you know, might have a tummy ache because it's got a lot of sucrose in it and palm oil and cottonseed oil, but it's not toxic, right? It's not toxic to your pets, your children, right? You don't want your children getting into rodenticide. So with the barn owls, right, they can eat like I said, 2 to 5 rats a night, depending on the rat size. Once they swallow the rat, they don't have a crop, right? Like the rest of the hawks and stuff. So it goes straight to their stomach. Once it's inside their stomach, they break down everything besides the bone and the fur. And Ghost here just coughed up. So this is her last meal.
Okay.
So this is called a pellet. I actually have a dry pellet here, right? Okay. So inside the pellet,
cough it up?
They cough it up out of their stomach.
It's not poop.
Nope. Inside of it is the bones of your enemies. Look at that skull right there. That is a rodent. Yeah.
Oh my word.
So in one night, right, you can find anywhere from 5 to 10 pellets from a pair. If you have a family of barn owls around, you want to keep them because that family of barn owls eats 8,000 rats a year.
8,000?
8,000. But if you poison the food and they take it to their babies die. If you poison the adult, she dies and then her babies die. And you have 8,000 more rats in your area. Yeah, poison might knock out 1 or 2, But if you keep the rats healthy, it's their meal that you're keeping healthy, right? And they will lower the rodent population.
So you're telling me it would be good to have a barn owl at your area then?
Oh yeah, I encourage. So we actually, if you have, okay, so say you guys have barn owls inside your roof space, because it happens a lot, right? If we have rats around our area and our chicken coops, you know, and our trash piles and stuff, the barn owls come where the food is, right? So they will try to nest in your house. What we can do, and we've done it several times, we just did a house in Georgeville, we can put a barn owl box up for you. We can move the babies over. We help you clean out the space they were living in and seal up your space. And then the adults will go to the box. And then you've kept your pest control right there by your house, right? So you can live, coexist with nature and allow them to keep doing what they're meant to do, which is rodent, you know, control.
So I know we have been talking a lot about birds and the barn owl and the white hawk. What other birds do you have here at the Belize Raptor Center?
For sanctuary birds, we have 2 vultures, black vultures. One is on education programs, one is just sanctuary for right now. We have a bat falcon, some roadside hawks. We have a variety. They're all non-releasable, so raised by people in the public, which makes them non-releasable because they're imprints. We have one that was caught in a barbed wire fence, that's a spectacled owl. So they come in with a variety of different injuries that make them non-releasable. But yeah, like I said, half of them you can come and meet here. So Thursday and Fridays and Saturdays, we do programs at 1:30. However, for September and October, because of the launch of our poison-free campaign, we are not opening on Saturdays because we are going to be having booths, right? We're going to be going out to communities. We're going to be training volunteers. We do have a call to action right now that's going on our Facebook page where you can sign up as a volunteer and you can come and work. It doesn't matter, we want volunteers in every district. This QR code actually takes you to a thing on our website that talks about integrated pest management, how you can do other alternatives in order to help save wildlife. But our campaign, like I said, we just launched it last weekend at the Kaya Welcome Center. It's called Poison Free Beliefs. Right? These are bumper stickers. If you like one, we have bumper stickers that you can pick up. This is also a sticker that we're going to be coming out with that we'll be handing out at our booths to show you it's encompassing everything. So poison affects everything, right? And we also are having a fundraiser at Jalapenos, which is right next to Helen's on the Benquevejo Road.
When this is taking place?
This is the 4th of October. It's an adult only, so come out with your friends, you know, enjoy some Indian tacos. But the money goes into our educational materials. So, you know, printing off stickers for people. These are just a handout. We want everyone to be able to put a bumper sticker on their car. We also are working on billboards throughout the country. The billboard has barn owls feeding their baby rats, and it says rat poison doesn't just kill rats. And it actually has a big QR code that will take people to our integrated pest management page. On that page as well, we will have pest control companies that are utilizing integrated pest management, like Ramos, Jasmine. He always utilizes integrative and non-poison and non-lethal methods. So we are working with companies, and we are partnering with the pesticide board, control board of Belize, to educate more people.
All right, so we come to an end here. Learn about the birds, we learn about not killing rodents, but now we learn another method where we can minimize the reproduction of the rodents, mice, rats, whatsoever, rodents all in there. And we hope that this video will enlighten many people out there. We don't like mice, we don't like rats, we don't like no rodents. Only way to learn is to be informed, is to ask questions. Questions are very important, and I want to thank Miss Sarah who is here with me. Miss Sarah, again, thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you for coming out.
Thank you for showing us the birds. Thank you for allowing us to learn more about the Belize Raptor Center in a whole. In last words, what do you want to tell the people out there?
That I know, so I've done it before too. you don't have to feel guilty about using poison, right? Because it's something that has been really pushed. I've seen it a lot lately. It's just pushed. And a lot of the times when we talk to people, they don't really know like what else it's doing in the environment. So this isn't to be like, oh, that's so bad, right? You shouldn't be doing that. It's to give alternative methods so we can help save wildlife for our children and their children, right? And create a healthier environment, right? It's not to bash anyone or to be like, you know, you're very bad for doing that. It's to like, you know, you're saying it's to educate. It's to explain that there are a lot of alternative motives, you know, different ways to do it. And you can always reach out. If you have owls, like I said, if you have owls on your roof and you want them put in a nest box, we will do that. And we don't charge anything. We're a nonprofit. We do this for, you know, we do this for the birds, but I have children and I do it for my children. I want my children to grow up with a rich biodiversity. And I get really depressed seeing these birds coming in and dying because we can do better. As humans, you know, we can coexist with these animals, not so much rodents, right? But we can teach you different ways to get rid of them, right? Just reach out to us. The number's on the website. You can WhatsApp me, ask questions. We can come install. We work a lot with farmers too, so this is not just a residential thing. We do come into farming communities. We help install, you know, hunting perches to encourage your diurnal and your nocturnal raptors from coming out. We help with installing barn owl boxes. Valley of Peace have 9 boxes up, all are occupied, you know, so they do have minimal rat damage to their crop. So we love helping people with, like I said, saving birds of prey and you know, getting rid of rats.
Well, thank you so much, Miss Sarah. And
absolutely.
Thank you guys for always following me and making sure you know more. This is what we do. We want more information to get out there, and I'll bring more information to you. With that said, thank you so much, Miss Sarah. Thank you so much, the Belize Raptor Center.
Yes.
Thank you all our followers, and stay tuned for another video coming up soon. Bye-bye.